Not enough nonsense in your life? Need a little more? Well, get ready, because these two have it in spades. Loose talk.
What are you talking about? Nonsense.
Even looser opinions.
Please explain.
And you're along for the ride.
Everybody strap in!
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
All right, we're back for another week here on The Burble. My name is Az.
Hello, I'm Benny.
And look, I've taken over. I've kind of wrestled control off Benny because last week there was some rantage, there was some strong personal opinions, and something I've never really seen from you before, on the podcast at least anyway, Benny. I thought I was the ranty one and you were the bloke on the buttons.
I am the bloke on the button.
Well, you can't do both. I think you just need to calm down. We're going to have to get a disclaimer of some description off you that you're not going to wax lyrical or rant this week.
Yeah, look, I will admit that it was rather strong-worded.
It was, I mean...
However, though, that's why we employ our person that's doing all the censorship.
Yeah, and he's filed a work cover claim for repetitive strain injury after last week, so...
He's got carpal tunnel.
Carpal tunnel, so we need to tone it down. We can't keep going through interns the way we have been.
I will give you and the Burble listeners the promise right now that I will attempt not to go off on such a rant. But, as... Can I say? Okay. I have looked at the TAFE website.
TAFE?
Yep. I've had a look at all of their courses that they offer.
Yes.
And I do admit that there isn't one that you can do, okay, like a Cert 3 in being a magistrate that I can take on right now.
Yeah, I mentioned that last week. You need to do a bar exam and stuff.
Yeah, I know I need to do the bar exam. I do know a lot of solicitors, though, okay, because they could point me in the right direction.
Well, are they looking at you across from a courtroom?
No, no. I wasn't handcuffed to the table.
Right.
One of them did give me a cigarette and light it, but that's okay. But I have admitted that there's probably no chance of me becoming a magistrate.
No,
However,
probably not.
Can I say, however, just before we get into the content of this podcast,
Right.
I've decided that I've looked at it a different way.
Okay.
And what I've discovered is that, well, pretty much anyone that has a social media account that can post anything on the internet, be it under their name or anonymously, basically is a social magistrate.
Yeah.
So
that's correct. You're a YouTube judge.
I'm a YouTube judge. I'm a podcast judge, as you are. So if we ever need to talk about any wrongdoings in the Australian Justice Forum or anywhere around the world where justice doesn't seem to have been delivered properly, we will, in the next season of this podcast... We're going to build an entire courtroom set. We're going to get that all sorted, and we will be social justice beaks. That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
All right.
Now,
moving off last week, on this episode of The Burble, we're going to find out about a well-known CBD busker in Sydney who was caught on live stream capturing the shocking moment that some punk teenager allegedly ran off with his earnings.
Cheeky little shit.
We've all thought about it, haven't we? You just see there's the guitar case open and then there's Dosh in there and you're thinking, geez, you know, I wouldn't mind pinching some of that because the tolls are going to cost me like a lot when I come back out of the
getting
city.
on the light rail.
Get on the light rail, something like that.
But he's got a weapon, though. Like if you pinch his, hard-earned busk money, is that what it'd be called? Busk money?
I think busk money.
Busk money. He could like brain you with a guitar.
Well, wait.
Okay.
Wait, that's
Excellent.
coming up. A dim-witted thief was identified in just 20 minutes after he was captured on CCTV with his first name clearly on display.
Ah, very good.
There's our dumb criminal story, Coles. Now, listen, there...
Okay. I'm going to give you a 1-minute rant warning there.
No, I'm not going to rant at all. But, of course, look, Coles is facing criticism over its latest giveaway, and the timing couldn't be worse. During the fact that it's plastic-free July.
Oh,
well
dear.
done to them. Dumb English tourists to Australia, and there's a lot of them.
Well, you don't have to just narrow it down to English, just dumb tourists in general.
Well, that's true, because that's the whole basis for Bondi Rescue, isn't it, really?
More or less.
You've got some person from Japan that goes into the water, doesn't know how to swim, but they think they're safe in Australia.
But they should...
You're safe swimming in an Australian beach.
Everything wants to kill you in Australia. But they should do it on the planes. I think we spoke about this before. Before you get off the plane to come to Australia, the two chickies or the two men or, attack helicopters or gender-specific flight hostesses.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So the hostesses should get up and they do the safety thing, and then they should do the, if you get caught in a rip, swim parallel to the beach. Stay in the flags. You idiot.
Everything you just said is against your feeling of natural selection, but anyway, we'll talk about that. That's coming up. The Pentagon have got to own up to Congress, US Congress, whether or not it's used weaponized ticks on the public.
Weaponized
ticks. You know, those blood-sucking things called... weaponized ticks. We are going to hear from a gate guard who works at Area 51 about this whole thing that they're going to do. Now, it's up to apparently over 1.5 million people have signed up to do this Storm Area 51 thing that's going to happen in September.
Yes, and there's now a few celebrities attached to their name to this as well. I don't know if it's really real or a piss take on the behalf of the internet.
I heard of Danny Trejo, the actor.
Yeah, Danny Trejo.
Machete.
Well, they're now if Machete comes along. But no, we've got Arnie. Yep. Arnie's put his hand up.
He has not.
He has on Instagram.
Well, I guess he wasn't the governor of Nevada.
No, they've got Keanu. The ever delightful Keanu is going to go. The Rock.
The Rock's involved?
The Rock's involved.
Oh, God, we'll talk about that. That's coming up. Also, finally as well, this is good. Now, have you ever heard about the dumb criminal who got caught by police after farting? Well, it's a gas of a story, and that's coming up.
Loose talk, even looser opinions. The Burble.
Now, as straight off the bat, I think that I'm onto a formula with reality television. I'm onto a formula. Now, I have to tell you that I have tried out for a number of reality TV shows.
Right. I'm a little shocked that there's a formula to reality television.
Well, this is my thoughts on reality TV, but I'll let you know. Firstly, I will let you know about the reality TV shows that I've tried to get on. Okay, number one was Big Brother.
Yeah, we all know about that.
I wanted to go on Big Brother, and I've actually tried out for it a number of times, and I never thought that I would meet or know anyone that went on Big Brother, and then I had a friend of mine who is from my hometown that actually went on Big Brother and has now actually moved on in their media career and all that kind of thing.
Well, I can top that. That dickhead that taped up his mouth that came out, remember him that had the protest flag?
Yeah, Merlin.
Yeah, I served him a skim soy latte when I worked in a...
That's your touch with fame.
Yeah, well, I should have thrown it on him because he was a dick.
Okay, actually, I can top
Merlin.
that. I can top
Who calls their kid Merlin? Like, what is this, the Dark Ages?
I can top that story. I've got a friend of mine that actually dated him.
Really?
Yeah, and he was really weird and creepy.
I bet he smelled funny too.
Well, I don't know about the smell.
I think he was hipster before hipster was a thing, wasn't he?
Maybe. But anyway, she wasn't into him and then broke up, and then he just kept harassing her on the phone.
Doesn't surprise me.
Okay, all right. The second one I tried out for was Pop Stars.
Really?
Yeah. I got dragged by a couple of friends who live in Sydney saying, you can sing, come to Pop Stars. They actually drove to my house, They actually stayed in my hometown, then came around at 5 o'clock in the morning. Mum was involved.
Oh, God.
And so they dragged me out of bed saying, come on, you're trying out for Pop Stars. Guess what? I made it to the second round.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I couldn't see you as a Pop-Tart, though.
No. I don't know if it was Bardo or the one. No, it wasn't Bardo.
What was the other one? It was like...
It was the second one.
Dangerous with a Y or something in it, wasn't it?
I have no idea. But anyway, here's my theory on reality TV. Now, where I actually have my gainful employment. In the afternoons, the Nine Network, what they do is they will replay... Nine have been doing this for a while. So whether or not it's The Block, whether or not it's Ninja Warrior, whether or not it's the Voice or something like that, what they do to fill their content in on Channel 9 is they replay it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on their main network on Channel 9, on HD, right?
Right, okay.
So the one at the moment that's on is Ninja Warrior, Australian Ninja Warrior. Okay, so I love Australian Ninja Warrior. I'll tell you why I love it. Due to the fact that...
What, dudes getting hurt?
Well, they don't get hurt so much, but it's just amazing to see how people will go on these obstacles. Now, we grew up on It's a Knockout.
Yeah.
We grew up on It's a Knockout, which was designed to people up, dump them in the water, and remember it used to be New South Wales. Here's the team from New South Wales
versus Queensland,
and they ran out and they're excited and all that kind of shit, right? And then Wipeout happened.
Yeah, Wipeout. But Wipeout, you watch a few episodes of Wipeout, it's all the same. Just watching people get massive internal injuries, and that makes me happy. But in the same way every week, and the guy that commentated it was a dick.
Can I tell you why it's so similar to every other version in the world?
Why?
Because it was all shot in the same place in Argentina.
Yeah, where there's no health and safety laws.
Correct. Absolutely correct. Okay. But Australian Ninja Warrior. Here we go with Australian Ninja Warrior.
Shot in like the main street in Melbourne or something, isn't it?
It was on Cockatoo Island in Sydney, and this year it's now moved down to Docklands. So in the background you can see the Westgate Bridge.
Right.
Okay. So it's now in Melbourne this year. And so with Ninja Warrior, it's on and you watch it and all this kind of thing. But here's the formula that I think I've worked out. And hopefully Burble listeners will also pick up on what I'm saying here. So when they do the promos for it, they go, you know, Australian Ninja Warrior is back. And this year, there's a winner.
That was really good.
Yeah.
You should do radio or something.
Yeah. I'm giving my eternal thanks to the inspiration for that voice, which is a mate of mine, Steve Britton. The voice of Channel 9.
Oh, you boys.
I've worked out a formula, Rex.
Okay.
Here's the formula. So before a Ninja Warrior attacks the course and does it, so you've got Ben Fordham and Rebecca, who are the hosts of the show, right?
Okay.
They're standing up on their little bit of scaffolding there over above. They're the overlords of Ninja Warrior with their wireless mics, and they're talking and all that kind of thing. They're talking up these people. And then you've got Freddie Flintoff. Freddie Flintoff, who played cricket for England, is part of this. He's the roving sort of walk-around reporter.
Wow, he needed money bad, didn't he?
Probably. Anyway, I figured this out as. So
right.
The more they do a package, like a pre-roll package.
Oh, like where they go to their backyard where the scaffold is and they're training in front of their kids that have got like, you know, the 1 in 50 million disease and their inspiration. And
yeah, and they're the inspiration for it. And they're doing their best, and, you know, like they could have been the, you know, with Cheezel dust down their front and sitting in front of their Xbox playing Halo or something like that, right?
Right.
Then something snapped in their head. They visited like a PCYC or whatever, saw that there was a ninja thing or got into some parkour or something like that, right?
Then Lanterns plays in the background and then swells up and gets all...
Birds of Tokyo.
Yeah, those are Birds of Tokyo. And then,
exactly what we're saying. So anyway, what happens is they've talked them up, talked up so much.
Hyped them.
They've
next thing.
hyped them up. And then they fail on the second or third obstacle.
Yep.
Now, I've been watching this show because
Right.
it's on. I go, here comes a pre-prepared package. They're going to up on the third obstacle. And guess what?
Splash.
Bang. They're wet.
Yep.
They're sitting in the car on the way home with wet undies going, damn. But the other ones that just turn up and go, here's a bloke and blah, 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 blah.
The dark horse. The dark horse.
No package whatsoever. And old mate gets up the mega warp wall, wins $5,000, moves through to the semis, right?
Yep.
But the people that they focus on, like this guy's had brain cancer and surgery and stuff like that, or he's doing it for his daughter who's got that 1 in 50 million disease or
thing.
something like that.
Yep.
It's the third or fourth obstacle.
Yeah, he's out. Gone.
They're out. You know, and they're training 364 days a year. I'm only giving them Christmas off. Okay, they may want to do it on Christmas.
Well, they're hard on themselves, though, Benny. Hard.
They've got the local scaffold company that's built something in their background. Obviously, they need a ticket for it. They've built their own Mount Midori armor.
Yep.
In the background, and they're just out there like 8-9 hours a day. Pumping. Smashing that obstacle course. And then what happens?
They up.
They up. I feel bad for these people because they've been working all year on their fitness and watching what they eat and making sure they don't get injured and all that kind of stuff. Bang.
Done.
Third or fourth obstacle they can't do. Now, I'm not one to sit here and go, well, fitness sucks and you only got to the third or fourth. I wouldn't even know how to drive. My GPS wouldn't even know how to get there.
Yeah.
To the actual Ninja Warrior event. So I'm not saying that I'm better than you at all or anything like that. But I just think that sometimes reality TV builds people up a little too high and then crashes them.
Oh God, yeah.
Now let's talk about other reality TV shows for a second here. What's the other big one that's happened and happens for a couple of years? Married at First Sight.
Oh, my God.
Married
No.
at First Sight.